Hi, you guys. How are you guys doing today? Let's see if I can give myself a little bit of an adjustment over here. There we go. Right there. You know what? There we go. It's too much light. There we go. Too much light. I had too much light in there. Okay, I'm sorry. This is in the way. But anyway, so welcome, you guys, to another episode of the Legacy Liftoff series that we're doing. This morning, I had an opportunity to actually do my first little miniature podcast on my Substack. That's a light shining like that. There we go. It's still there. Why is it still there? Mm-mm, it's still there. I'm sorry, you guys. My light is driving me nuts. Okay. So why am I? There we go. You know what? I know it. I need to probably position my camera in a different spot. Hello. Hello. So welcome to the show. I am your host, Coach Celeta. And I'm here because we're finishing up the stress-free living, empowering women to thrive in a chaotic world. So we're going to be going over that. We already on the last chapter, which is chapter 12. Awesome stuff. Awesome sauce. So we've went through this whole ebook. Then we're going to switch over. We're going to talk about some more stuff, but I'm going to also talk to you guys about some upcoming um, paid presentations that I'm going to be doing. So we'll be talking about that coming up. And then the next one we're going to be doing, because we're going to switch over. If you have been on, well, you guys probably don't watch my public access show, the Empower Her talk show. Um, so I've been talking about my other ebook on there, which is Empowerment, the Melanated Woman's Playbook to Time Management. So we're going to be talking about that one coming up next over here. I'm just switching up the books, and then I'll be talking about this book over on the other on the radio. I mean on the television show. Okay, so I'm excited. So let's go ahead and get this screen shared because I got to get ready for another. I don't know. Okay, so let's make this big. Welcome. If you are new to this, hold up. If you are new to this, you've missed this treat. You can always go back and watch YouTube videos, each one of these shows where I've talked about this. So you can always go back and watch the videos that go along with this. Okay. Um, so we finished up to the point where we talked about a lot of things, and this book is so awesome. Because I even learned some things out of here that I was not, I was kind of clueless on. So, when you're writing, let me say this, when you're creating your work, you pay attention to stuff, and then certain things you just don't pay attention to. It's what you're writing, what's in your mind, so you don't really, and I know that's crazy to say about something that you write, right? It's your baby. You're supposed to nurture it, everything. But when I do this, lots of times I don't, how do you say that? Once I get it out, going back over it over and over again, it's hard for me to do. It's hard for me. That's why I be making so many mistakes too, because it's hard for me to go back and read it. Because once I get it out, it's out, right? It's what I felt. I got it out. Let's go next. So it's not like I don't know what I wrote. It's just the ideal. I surprise myself with the information that I gather and actually create these ebooks. I'm telling you guys, it is so fun. That's why I tell people all the time. I was telling, matter of fact, Shamir earlier in a post. On in our message where I tell her I read everything. I read everything. So because I read everything and I'm taking bits and pieces from all over the place, it's kind of hard to kind of just focus on certain things. If it fits what I'm trying to say, or what I'm trying to explain, then I pick it up, and then I have, you can't just plagiarize everything. You have to actually, put it in your own words. So that's what I do. And I can be overwhelmingly, I can really get out of hand with it sometimes. So I have to kind of rein myself in with it. Um, so we talked about living with purpose and passion, knowing what your passion is. We talked all about that, which is some good info. Being able to celebrate your achievements. This we're just going to go a little bit back, a little bit on some stuff. Creating a SMART goal. Remember what SMART meant, right? Specific, right? Um, Measurable. What's the other one? Specific, measurable. I'm sorry, I can't remember what SMART meant. Achievable, relevant, and time bound, because we're talking timing too, right? We talked about time blocking. We talked about setting goals. I mean, this book has everything you need in it, right? The emotional, dealing with toxic relationships. I mean, getting out in nature, declutter your office space, declutter your mind. See, I told you that's something I have to work on, right? Making sure you have a stress free, because this is about being stress free, making sure that you have a stress-free area to work in so that you can think clearly, right? So all the time, I'm saying for me, I am constantly redoing my area. I am constantly finding things that I can do to make my area more conducive for me, because I'm in this area all the time. So I have to make sure I'm making it conducive for me to get around in. To in my this room is really not that large, but it's large enough for me to put all my stuff in it. We're already talking about a she shed. I already told my husband I need a she shed. I need the noise. I need something where I can really concentrate. I've been doing good, because you have to do with where you're at, you got to do the best you can with where you're at. So with us being inside the house, everybody down the hall, I'm back here, and the dogs barking. You hear people going by on the road on the side of the house. You hear all these things going on. So it's kind of distracting for me. So I get frustrated sometimes because I like silence, especially when I'm doing this, especially when I have to do recordings and stuff. So we already talked about getting me a she shed, because it's way overdue. I should have been got one. Like my pool, I never got, right? So that's our little inside joke, ongoing joke about the pool, right? Um, but yeah, so I'll be able to really, really concentrate in my own little space, right? Um, so when that happens, I'll be happy. You'll see a whole different thing going on. I'll be so happy to do that, to get into my own space. So, so having a decluttered area, having just all the things that makes it comfortable for you to enjoy, right? And not only are you enjoying, if you're like me and you love to read, you like to watch different things. Like I watch a lot of videos, right? Especially when I'm trying to learn something. And I take like little small classes or trainings and stuff. So I like to be in a quiet area where I can do that. And that's what I needed. And like I said, eventually I'll get it. And understanding that it's important that if it's something that you really want done, that you got to put all you in it. It doesn't matter what anybody else say. This is all about you. And also keep in mind, in chapter 7, we talked about being flexible, adaptable, changing your schedule if you need to, being able to be ready to do that if you have to, right? Um, Again, we were talking about toxic relationships. Being able to communicate effectively is very important. And that's chapter 6, which talks about nurturing relationships, the importance of support networks, having people in your corner that's very supportive. Okay. Um, we're talking about now in chapter 5, we talked about having a schedule, making it um, basically realistic, something that you really can work in, right? Time blocking, which is, oh man, I love that. Knowing what your boundaries are, finding that balance in life. When you have boundaries, saying no to people when you got a whole bunch going on your plate, and you adding everybody else in there, you have to be careful with that. because then you'll never complete what you're doing for yourself, right? Especially when you're in the process of trying to renew yourself, trying to start over. You need all of that. Okay. Um, Understanding physical activity as a stress reliever, things that you can do. We talked about the breathing exercises, which I thought was awesome. Cannot wait for you guys to try those. Again, I put in the description box on here where you guys, if you want to purchase this ebook, if you were on my first webinar, you had a copy of this. I gave out a copy of this book if you would have made my first webinar did back in December. So everybody who was part of that actually got a copy of the book. So they have a free copy of the book. It's no longer free. You have to go and order it and purchase it on our website, which is youcan'tclipmywings.com. Okay. Chapter 4 talk about stress management, how being able to do all. Remember, we talk about the breathing, mindfulness, meditation, how important those are. Also, journaling. Keep in mind doing a lot of journaling. You know, I showed you I'm journaling my tail off now, and it's like I love it. I love it. But I've always journaled. I have to throw away some of my journals. I'm gonna have to tell my husband, no, my son, baby, please burn some of my journals. Don't sit there and read them because it's heavy, some heavy stuff in there. Okay. Understanding how important it is, self-esteem, how, because we're starting from the beginning and I'm kind of going backwards to the beginning. But, let's look at our self-esteem. Let's look at being positive, being able to find affirmations. I love affirmations, you guys. We have plenty of those out there. Go to YouTube and there is plenty of, right here on YouTube channel, there are plenty of affirmation channels on here. I mean, a lot of them. Some for African American women, whichever one you want, you can find them because I use them. Okay. And I also wrote a book dealing with the 7 chakras, talking about affirmations. You're going to find that also on our website. Okay. Um, Building a foundation for confidence. And, we start from there. Um, Understand what your stress triggers are, what triggers you, because that's where we started out at. So let's go ahead back down to chapter 12 and kind of go ahead and move forward with this. But yeah, so um, I've had a good time doing this, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it to the max because I have. But remember, Saturday, we will be moving forward and we'll be doing the other book, talking about time blocking, the playbook for time management, which is a very good book. Not because I wrote it, because a lot of things are in there too. I, man, you'd be surprised the stuff in that book. So anyway, let's go ahead and finish this up. Um, so chapter 12. So in conclusion, your path to stress-free living. So embracing your journey, understanding what your journey consists of. Let's see it. There we go. So it says embracing your journey is about acknowledging the unique path you're on and celebrating every step taken, no matter how small. Life can be chaotic, and as women, we often juggle multiple roles and responsibilities that can leave us feeling overwhelmed. However, it is vital to recognize that each experience contributes to our growth, right? No matter what it is, we're growing, okay? And understanding ourselves, giving us that opportunity to understand who we are. I talked earlier about being truthful. How um in my Substack we talked about being truly truthful to ourselves first and foremost. You cannot be true for everybody until you be true to yourself. And sometimes looking in that mirror and finding out who you are does a lot, right? It takes a burden. It brings out a sense of freedom for yourself, right? So once you find out who you are, um, you'll realize that everything is not as hard as we put it to be, how we project it to be, right? So accepting your journey means embracing both the highs and lows, honoring lessons learned along the way. Building confidence is a crucial element of embracing your journey, right? So when you start to appreciate your unique experiences, you foster a sense of self-worth, excuse me, And that can empower you. See, I told you the word empower means a lot to me, right? To face challenges with resilience. Rather than comparing yourself to others, focus on your achievements and the strength it took to overcome obstacles, right? This shift in perspective can dramatically enhance your self esteem, reminding you that you're capable of achieving greatness in your own right. It doesn't have to be what everybody else wants, it only has to be what you need and what you want. Okay? That's not about being selfish, that's being self care. That's part of self care. So, talking about stress management, this plays a significant role in how we perceive our journey, right? We face stressful situations. It's easy to become bogged down by negativity and self doubt. So, we start to self doubt. We start seeing that we don't have enough confidence in ourselves. Our self esteem starts to be affected. But we have to learn how to figure out, and this book basically shows you step by step on how to figure out how you can move forward. So, however, developing effective coping skills or coping strategies can help you navigate these challenges with grace and poise. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. Techniques such as mindfulness, deep breathing, and journaling can aid in processing your emotions, allowing you to emerge stronger and more self assured. Now, let's talk a little bit about personal development. Personal development is an ongoing process, right? And embracing your journey is a vital part of that evolution. Setting goals and reflecting on your progress can help you maintain focus and motivation. So, again, setting goals, doing things that you said you were going to do without, even if you have to tweak it a little bit, right? But you're still on track on what you're saying to go. If you said you were going to do, if you're going to set smart goals, you know to break them down, right? Little by little. Um, Say you're supposed to read, say in 30 days, you're supposed to read a book in 30 days, right? So what you do is you look how many pages the book had and you break them down and read a certain amount of pages every day or every 2 or 3 days. Whatever is going to come out to 30 days, that's what you do. Okay? Say you need to read 15 pages in a week. Whatever it does, you have 4 weeks in a month, right? Um, and it's up to you to read 15 pages, maybe in a day. Okay, every other day, maybe you want to do it. Whatever, how many pages that book has, that's what you want to divide your page, how much you're going to read to get it done. You're breaking it down little by little. At the end of those 30 days, you literally read a whole book. Or you can do audiobook, and it's much easier, simpler. Some people love to hold the feel of the book and turn the pages. Some people like to hear them in their ears. I can do both, but majority of the time I listen to books in my ears. I was just doing a mystery book, and I just finished it. It had 25 chapters, I think. I think it was about 25 chapters in it. And it was like a 10-hour thing. So it took forever for me to do it, but I did it because it was something I wanted to do, right? So moving forward, I didn't mean to describe, but I wanted to give you all an example. You know, me and my examples. By fostering confidence, managing stress, and committing to personal development, create a fulfilling life that reflects your true self. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Many women walk alongside you, each carving their path and finding strength in their stories. Because people, believe it or not, people listen to you. Okay? If you're a type of person that people literally listen to, right? So you're not by yourself. There's other people that are going through, and that's why your story is important. It's important to tell your story because other people are listening, and you're an example to them. To have the strength to move on, to deal with everyday stressors, and you having a solution to dealing with something, people love that. They love that. They want to hear it. People are looking for answers. They're looking for ways that they can deal with their situations. Not that say that your situation is exactly the same as theirs, but they're able to deal with their situations too, right? It might, like I said, it might need to be tweaked a little bit, but it could be the same situation. And I love talking to people when they have solutions. They're like, man, you know what? I'm going to try that, you know? And maybe we can talk about it again. I'm going to try it, right? and see if that works out for me. So you, and that's what makes the camaraderie. That's what makes the community creates the community of women who do that. I'm telling you, I do it all the time with people. I do it all the time when I have conversations with women. I do it all the time when I talk to my girlfriends because they always have something innovative they're going to tell me, right? I say, okay, I'm gonna try that, right? And you'd be surprised how much you have in common with other people. You'd be surprised how much you have in common because you think you're on an island alone. And reality is you're not alone. Yeah, I know this is crazy, but I have a hot flash. Um, you think you're on an island by yourself when you're really not. You're not by yourself. It's people with you, right? So it says lifelong learning and growth. Lifelong learning is a powerful tool that can transform the way women approach their lives, right? In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, embracing a mindset of continuous growth allows women to navigate challenges with confidence, right? Knowing that you're going to get through whatever that situation is. If you believe in yourself, that is what's going to happen. You're going to do it. And it's so, you know what? When you are so used to things not working out for you, and I'm going to say it just like that. So if you're so used to things not working out for you because you haven't changed your mindset, and when you finally change your mindset, and with the changing of your mindset, things start to work out for you, the first thing you're like, wait a minute, is this real? Like, is this real? Did this really happen? Did this positive, awesome thing really happen to me? I do it all the time because I'd be shocked that that situation actually turned out good because I wasn't expecting that, right? Because we're so used to things not working out. You see what I'm saying? So we have to, when you tweak that mindset just a little bit, and excuse me, I hate to sneeze, yeah. I turned on my fan. Okay. Like, um, so you'd be shocked when things actually work out for you, right? Embracing a mindset of continuous growth allows women to navigate challenges with confidence. By committing to learn new skills and explore new ideals, women can enhance their self esteem and assert their place in both personal and professional environments, right? This journey of learning not only enriches their lives, but also empowers them to inspire others around them. Like I said before, it's good because people like to see, there's a lot of people that like to see you win and you don't realize they do, right? So they see, okay, she's got it. She's doing well. Let me change how I think so that I can, do the same thing, right? Incorporating lifelong learning into daily routines can be as simple as dedicating a few moments each day to read or engage materials that ignites your passions, right? Whether it's through books, online courses, or workshops. The act of seeking knowledge fosters resilience against stressors. So when you find something you love to do, right? And you want to read up on it more and you want to see how deep it goes, that's a passion of yours, right? um for instance, I use myself as an example on everything. Y'all already know that because I don't like you guys thinking I'm definitely a different part of what I'm teaching. So my thing is I am a very big mental health advocate, right? So, and I told you guys this before. There is a company called, I think it's Mental Health Alliances, and they send me emails all the time. And they send me different clips, or they'll send me books, workbooks, and stuff like that, things I could download, digital information I can download during Mental Health Month. Being able to put, like on my Empower Her talk show, we talked about mental health when that Mental Health Month came up, awarenesses. I usually break down things in awareness months, and it was Mental Health Awareness Month. So I had all those little press kits that I could use that they send me for free because I am a big advocate for mental health, right? So and I watch their videos and because I'm wanting to know more about it, right? So when I talk about it to other people, when I talk about it to women, I can do it. Domestic violence is another thing that I'm a big advocate for. So people send me, different corporations that I deal with send me that information, and I love sharing that information. That's what I do. That's what gets me going. That's my passion, right? So more and more I learn about different things, different avenues of learning things, then yes, it helps so much. And it does help with your stressors, right? Because it calms you down, even though you're having a, so I can just kind of get preoccupied on something else for right now. And then come back to that thing that, you were working on. So, this proactive approach to personal development helps women cultivate a sense of achievement and purpose. That's right. As they learn and grow, they naturally build their confidence, right? Equipping them with tackle life's unpredictable moments with grace. Now, support from peers and mentors plays a crucial role in this journey. So, women who surround themselves with like-minded individuals create a nurturing environment that encourages growth. Now, when we say like-minded individuals, we're talking about positive, uplifting, like-minded individuals. I'm not talking about just like-minded individuals that think like you, especially if you're negative. Okay, so you don't want those people. You want uplifting people who are taking you to another level mentally, right? Um, so it says here, like-minded individuals create a nurturing environment that encourages growth. Collaborative learning experiences, yes, doing things as together, such as group or study circles, can provide invaluable opportunities to share insight and motivate one another. Now, by fostering strong connections, women can enhance their emotional well-being and cultivate a robust support system that champions lifelong learning. Thank you. You guys, you will not believe. Thank you so much. What my husband just brought me. I'm not sharing that with you guys. You can't eat none of this. But he bought me a nice steak. You gotta okay. We're, take the little monkeys out. The little monkeys gotta go too. Talk my dogs. They don't know I'm on live. They just walk in, don't knock on the door. Do you see why I need a she shed? Do you understand why I need a she shed now? Because everybody just walks right in. There's no baby, can I come in? Just everybody just walk in. Anyway, so next thing is setting realistic goals is essential in the pursuit of lifelong learning. Women should consider what areas resonate with them and establish attainable milestones. Get all the information you need. Excuse me. Bye. Bye bye. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. 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 I apologize for that. That's what I have to deal with because I have no privacy. But anyway, I'm glad you saw it. Okay, so setting realistic goals is essential in the pursuit of lifelong learning. Women should consider what areas resonate with them and establish attainable milestones. Celebrating small victories along the way reinforces the importance of progress, right? No matter how incremental they are, no matter how small they are, definitely celebrate your achievements, okay? If you got one page out the way, wow, yay, I got one page. When it comes to reading, you got 3 pages in 3 days or whatever it is that you have done. Just remind yourself the chapters that say, for instance, if you're listening to it, right? Remember the chapters, or you can always look down at your Kindle or whatever and see what chapter you left off on. And most of the time, they'll put you where you left off at anyway. So you're like, wait, I did it. So I'm just saying there's different ways that you can celebrate. Doesn't mean you need to go get a drink and hang out and everything. But unless it's a big project that you've been working on, that's a possibility. But the little things that you do, at least getting them done, being motivated, putting action behind any goal that you set for yourself, right? So it says this approach not only alleviates the pressure often associated with self-improvement, but also it instills a sense of joy and learning in the learning process itself. So any little thing you do is amazing, right? Any little thing you do, it can be very. It is the. I'm just saying, celebrate yourself. Understand how important it is to celebrate yourself, if nothing else. Okay, celebrate you. Ultimately, embracing lifelong learning is about more than just acquiring knowledge. It is about nurturing a growth mindset that empowers women to thrive. Now, by continuously seeking new experiences and insights, women can build resilience, boost their confidence, enhance their self-esteem. So I would encourage you to go for books, go for workshops that are going to help you with, okay, improve on your time management, right? Thank you. Improve on your time management, anything that's going to enhance your self-esteem, right? um, Build up your confidence. Those are the type things. Any type of self-help books, any type of healing books, those are the type of books I would gear toward when it comes to you coming to this point in your life where you want this change and you want these things to happen for you. I would definitely encourage you to find those types of books. And not only are we going to talk about my ebooks on here, we can do any other books that if you want to. It doesn't necessarily just have to be my books, but those are the type of books I write. So not only put me in your library, but find other books that talk about healing. The other day on our other show, I showed you my library. If you were over on our other show, I share with you my library on Amazon, Kindle, and Audible books, right? Um, Audible. And a lot of them, as you've seen, I had a lot of books dealing with my coaching, but I also had a lot of books dealing with African American authors that are going to affect anything I need and anything I want to do. So I had the Black Women's Affirmations. Matter of fact, I played a couple of them on here, right? I think it's on this show I did that. So I'm just saying there are other ways that things can be done that you can enhance yourself. If you cannot sit down and physically read a book, um, you can even go to your local library. You can get a library card and you can get things digital downloaded that you can use for a certain limited time until you have to turn it back in. It's so there's no reason why we're not constantly educating ourselves about ourselves, right? There's no reason, there's no excuse whatsoever. I can't take excuses. You can tell me all day long that you don't have time. You can tell me that all day long, but you have time for other things. You have time after work to go hang out with your girlfriends, but you don't have time to take 15 to 20 minutes to sit down and read something that's going to make you a better person. I'm just saying, the excuses have to stop. We have to be in charge of ourselves. And we can't sit back and complain about how terrible things are in our lives when we're not trying to put no action to make it better. You see what I'm saying? This journey is not just a personal endeavor, but a collective movement that inspires a ripple effect, encouraging others to embark on their paths toward growth and empowerment. Remember, I said earlier, you might not want to be a leader, but you have no idea how many people that you're actually influencing around you, right? And that goes with the like minded people that you deal with. So it says empowering others in their journey, right? Empowering others is a beautiful journey that begins with recognizing the strength and potential within each individual. So everybody has to find their way, okay? You can enhance, you can help, you can assist, you can be that example, but everybody has to find where they belong in their life, okay? When it comes to people, places, situation, job, husband, girlfriend, whatever. You have to find where you belong in that dynamic, okay? As women, we often face challenges that can undermine our confidence and self esteem. Yes. However, by fostering a supportive environment, we can help each other rise above these obstacles. However, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Encouraging someone to embrace their uniqueness is not just about boosting their morale, it is about enabling them to believe in their self worth and capability. So always be willing to encourage people who want to be encouraged. If people don't want to be encouraged, and if you're telling someone to uplift them and they're whining about everything that's not working out, stop encouraging them. Stop encouraging them. And I'm saying this not to be mean, but you don't need to waste your time on someone. Remember, not only are you helping that other person, you're helping yourself because you're confident enough to know that you can probably help somebody in another way, right? You can help them in this journey that they're going through because you're both going through the same thing. When people continue to complain about everything that you're trying to help them with and they come up with excuses, stop, pause. Pause on your encouragement. Pause on your encouragement. Okay? And I'm not saying don't stop talking to them. I'm not saying stop talking to them. I'm just saying pause on it. Listen to them long enough to hear what you need to hear and change the conversation. Because what's going to happen is eventually you're going to wear yourself out trying to help somebody that really don't want to change and that really don't want help. Everybody's entitled to vent, right? Everybody's entitled to that. But you're also entitled to understanding that there are people who want to help you and support you. And if you can't recognize that, then you're wasting that person's time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So pause. Pause and start talking about the weather. Because you also, too, you want to distract them really. Because since this subject of encouraging you is not getting anywhere, let's talk about something else. Did you see that new pair of shoes they got out with the red bottoms? Change the conversation. Because obviously you're trying to help them or trying to encourage them. It's not working. So move on. I'm just saying, just move on. Building confidence in others often starts with um, active listening, remember? And understand their personal stories, which is not a problem. When we take the time to listen, we validate their experiences and feelings. Yes, we do, which can be incredibly empowering, right? Sharing our own challenges and triumphs can also create a bond of trust, showing them that they are not alone in their struggles. All of that is very fine and dandy. But while you're trying to help them, I don't want to say but, I want to say and while you're trying to help them and they just do not want to get off that soapbox, you got to figure out what you got to do next. Okay. This connection can ignite a spark of inspiration, motivating them to pursue their dreams with renewed vigor. And if you talk to people like that, that's great. Awesome. You're inspiring people. But there are people that we have in our lives, and we got to pick and choose who those people are that are in our lives that just want to complain. And that is draining on you. And you don't need that right now, right? So, moreover, providing constructive feedback is an essential and empowering process. It is important to highlight not only the areas for improvement, but also the strength they possess. Tell them about the things that are good about them, right? Tell them that, I want to help you or I want to encourage you, because I guess that would be the word to say. I would like to encourage you, da, 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 da. And, or I would like to suggest to you, da, 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 da. If they come back with an excuse and it keeps going on and on and on, just listen at the energy just feel the energy that it takes for you to even get to the point where you want to help them or suggest to them or encourage them, right? That's a lot of energy. And when energy is exchanged, right, you're getting their bad vibes and you're trying to push out positive vibes. You see how they clash? So you have to understand everybody doesn't want your help either. And that's something I had to learn on my own. Everybody doesn't want my help. And I can't help everybody. Right? Encouraging individuals to set achievable goals and celebrate their progress, no matter how small, fosters a sense of accomplishment. This practice can significantly enhance their self-esteem because that's what you're trying to do, helping them realize that they are capable of achieving greatness. And telling them that over and over again is very, very important, but they have to believe it for themselves because you can tell them that till you're blue in the face, but they have to believe it themselves. So in addition to personal encouragement, creating spaces for shared experiences can cultivate a community of support, workshops, support groups, or online forums dedicated to personal development can serve as platforms where women uplift one another. Now, these environments encourage collaboration and sharing of platforms where women uplift one another. These environments encourage collaboration and sharing of resources, further strengthening the bonds of sisterhood. When women come together to empower each other, they create a ripple effect that can extend beyond their immediate circles. Ultimately, empowering others is about lighting the way for them to discover their own potential. That's so important. Now, by instilling confidence, providing support, and celebrating achievements, we help women navigate their journey with grace and determination. Each time we uplift one another, we contribute to a world where women thrive, fostering a culture of resilience and empowerment that can transform lives. So, that is the end of the book. That is a beautiful picture, isn't it? Right? So that is the end of, oops, pop that out there. So that is, oh, hello, hello, hello. Hi there. Okay, okay. I'm sorry if the camera is still black. I apologize. So you guys didn't see any of it? Okay, no, I haven't been able to. Okay, yes, definitely need a healing book. Yes. You guys, I apologize. Why is the camera black? I don't know. So you guys didn't see any of that? I am so sorry. Mm, because my camera's on. I'm looking at it from this. I mean, I can see it. I apologize. Let's see what she says. When when you switched, oh, okay, it was black. Okay, got you. So did you see the book? Tell me if you saw the book. Let me know that you saw the book. So you guys didn't see the sharing of the screen? Because if you didn't see the sharing of the screen, that was the whole purpose of me going over. We don't see anything. You don't see anything right now? Hold up. It's on. So you don't see anything right now? Oh man, that's crazy. Okay. Oh, when see you now, we didn't while you was reading. Okay, you're not seeing me. That's fine if you can't see me. I just wanted you to see the book. Okay. That's fine if you didn't see me. You didn't need to. That's good. That's all right. Um, I'm kind of new to YouTube's setup a little bit, so just bear with me. Okay. Okay. We see you now. We didn't while you were. Okay, that's fine. That's good. That's all right. That's all right if you didn't see me. Okay, she said, that's fine. Yeah. That's what matters. That's what matters. You heard everything I was saying. But I need to fix that because I thought I was sharing the books so you guys could see what I was saying. But you guys got a copy of the book. So you can go back through the book and read it and take notes off of it, right? Because you know what? I might wound up um, putting a test together and see if you read that book. And we could do an open book test. Would y'all like that? We could definitely do an open book test. No, we didn't. Yes, we do have a copy. Okay, so I said I can do a whole open book test for you guys, right? And get it to you, and then you guys, I can send it to you, and then you guys answer the questions to the test, and we can do it over here. Would y'all like that on our next on our Saturday show? I can put together a test, send it to you guys, and you answer the questions from this book before we start the next book. How about that? Let me know if you would like that. Great. Okay. So we'll definitely do that. I will definitely do that. So I am so sorry you guys didn't get a chance to see everything. You were supposed to see it was supposed to share the screen. So you guys didn't see the book at all while I was reading it on the screen? Let me know if you saw, because I pulled the book up and put it on the screen. So you guys didn't see the screen at all? Oh, okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna start checking before. Let me do this. Let me see if I can share it again. I'm gonna see what happened if I share it again. Tell me if you can see this. Okay. Let me pull. I'm gonna pull me up on my phone too at the same time. Let's see what she said. Okay, so let me pull myself up on my phone and see if you guys, if I'm seeing the same thing. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, okay. So let's see here. Ah, it is black. So why isn't the share button working? It is blank. I see what y'all talking about. So I gotta figure. Okay, so there we go. I got it now. So okay. Well, I appreciate you and all. You're welcome, sweetie. Yeah, we see it now because I see it now. I see it on my phone. Can y'all see that? It's on my phone. So I can see it now. Okay. So I apologize. I should have checked. I know now to check it. Okay. Definitely will know now to check it. But yeah. Um, So this was an awesome book. So we're gonna put together a now it ain't gonna be no one sheet of answer. I mean questions, because this is a whole book. It had 12 chapters to it. So y'all got some work to do. So by Saturday, listen, today is Wednesday. I'm gonna try to have it done by Thursday, tomorrow. I'll work on putting together a sheet and send it to you guys. Y'all got till Saturday if we pass. What would you get if you pass? Let's see here. I got to think about it. Okay. I got to think about it. Yeah. Let me think about what I want to give you if you pass the test. Okay. Um, this is going to be fun. So you got 12 chapters we went through. So I encourage you. I'm sorry using the word I encourage you. I encourage you to kind of read over the book, even though it doesn't matter because you're going to have an open book, right? So you're going to have to read over. I'm not putting down what chapter it came from or anything. I'm just going to write it all out. Okay. And you're going to have to go from there. You're going to have to find out. So I think this is going to be so cool. Okay. You guys are so wonderful. You guys are so supportive. You really are. Because this takes a lot out of me to do this. And you guys have been so faithful to doing this with me, right? This is a journey, right? We just talked about people being there, encouraging and all that, right? So I love doing, and thank you so much. I try. Me and my many personalities, my ghetto, my activist, my militant, my radical, and then here I go as Miss Coach, right? The many hats I wear. But yeah, I love doing this. I love this is the favorite part of everything I do. Um, Encouraging my black sisters to do the thing they need to do for themselves because I know what it is to have low self-esteem, not having confidence in yourself, being a people pleaser. I think being a people pleaser is one of the worst things we could do to ourselves. And getting out of that mode, Oh, it took me so long to do that. How it wears down on your energy and wears down on your self-esteem, having to always not knowing what boundaries are and not knowing how to say no. It is a terrible feeling to have. And I'm so glad I'm working out of that. All of us are recovering people pleasers. You said not get it's not considered ghetto. Okay. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Oh man, I only got 30 minutes. So I got 30 minutes to go. So I'll see y'all over on the Can We Be Frank show. Okay. So I'm gonna close this out and I will definitely see you guys over there. We're gonna look at the city council meeting, and then I want to show a couple of I think I got some videos I want to show you guys. You know, it's still black. Remember, I said Black History Month is actually Black Her Story Month. Okay. So you guys have a great evening. Thank you again. Don't forget, I will be shipping. I will be downloading, sending you the test, the open book test for this book, okay? Tomorrow for sure. I'm gonna work on it tonight. All right. So you guys have, I think I'm gonna have about 50 questions. Can y'all answer 50 questions? I'm gonna try to have about 50 questions you'll have to answer. Okay? And it's gonna be a consistence of multiple choice and I'm fill in the blank. Okay? All right. Good night, you guys. Bye bye.